bad for my OCD. Uh-oh. Let's see what these things can do. Just what I needed. Uh-oh.
Yo, sorry if you can hear the fan in the background. I just can't really do anything about it. I am warm where it's supposed to be cold. So,
Let's go!
I want to talk about a few things. And we're playing Bat Out of Hell.
Oh, lightning.
Saints Row.
Is there nothing you can't do?
And if it skips or like lags, it's because of the game is old. It's really okay. But I want to talk about the reboot. But I want to do this a little different. I want to talk about it in a way where I want to teach people how to
There is much work to be done.
understand the story, how
But
to,
with your help, the screams of my betrayers will echo throughout this
how to
forest.
comprehend a story. The reason why I'm doing this is because it seems to me that not many people know how to analyze a character or a story. So, number one, background. Well, first, read the story. Right? If you're reading a book, you read it. Play the game, you play the game. Pay attention to the story. Understand what's going on. Some people act like they don't know what's going on,
Let's see
or
what these things can do.
like they act like it's their first time, like, ever witnessing a story unfold. So,
Shiny.
really pay attention, and this is where the shit you learned in, like, I don't know, like first grade, third grade, just being able to read or just understand things, right? Comprehension skills, just getting that up there. I don't want to, like, say that a lot of people have a third grade reading level, but it's starting to look like it. Like they can, and mind you, we're not even reading. The game is telling you something.
Let's go!
Welcome, guys. Today I want to do a little something different. Today I want to talk about how to understand the story, and I don't want to seem like the one of bearing news that you guys don't know how to break down a story, but it's starting to look like that we don't know how to break down a story, right? And the story is hello guys, today I want to talk about how to break down a character. And I don't want to seem like the person to say that you guys are stupid, you guys know nothing, but I don't want to even lead you guys down to that road, so rather let's do it together. Okay, let's learn how to break down a character.
Johnny keeps telling me
Because
I
I
need to play
already know
volleyball.
how to do that.
I don't know what that is.
It's something you
but
learn
I'm
in
assuming
third
it involves
grade.
guns.
It's like third grade reading comprehension skills, you feel me? So, number one, first thing you want to do or learn is how to read, obviously. So if you know how to read something, right, that being a passage or even just following a story, that's all you gotta do. So number one, pay attention to the intro of a story. The intro of a story tells you a lot.
I would never pay someone to help me with
Tells you
that.
a lot, Chad.
I would do it all
Okay,
by
we're gonna have to keep doing
Let's see what these things can do.
those things are gonna follow me. And by the way, we are playing Saints Row Gats Out of Hell because I am burnt out playing DMC Devil May Cry, and that game takes a lot more focus than this game. So, number one, you read or follow along the beginning of the story. And after that, we learn backgrounds, right? Once we learn the background of that character, after learning the intro to that character, we then learn tone, right? Setting, which goes all together with background, right? Themes, all that type of stuff, right? And then we learn the person's motivations, what they value, right? Then we learn the person's characteristics via dialogue, right? Via scenes, talk scenes, and in that dialogue you learn their tone, how they speak, right?
Somehow I doubt
How
that
a
people
person
down here
acts,
respect safe words.
their traits, right?
This is
Character
bad for my
traits.
OCD.
So, once we learn the background, theme, tone, now we could guess what direction this character is gonna go without the story not even unfolding. But you need to be a little bit further in the story. And trust me, I am probably skipping over some things in order to learn a character, right? To break down a character. I'm probably skipping over things. I'm going off of my head and freestyling, basically. So you get background, tone, and themes. Those are all intertwined with each other. So the next thing you want to do to break down the character is to analyze the interactions between other characters, right? I.e. conversations, right? And, you know, interactions with the world and how the world interacts with that
Let's see
character.
what these things can do. This
So-
is becoming a habit.
Let's just break this down. So we got character A interacts with character B. You analyze the interactions. You point out, you take out dialogue, traits in that dialogue, maybe specific keywords, right? Or specific traits that inhabit that character that is consistent.
This is bad for my OCD.
For instance, let's start giving out some examples, right? Let's use Dante from Devil May Cry 3. In the beginning of the game, we could tell that Dante just got done showering, right? And he sits down, and the way he sits down, he's very chill and relaxed about it. So we know he's a
How many of
relaxed
these are
character.
there?
He tends to kick back, right? So, you know, what I did to get to that point was analyze the scene, pay attention to traits, characteristics, right? And I broke them down. You know, he's from the opening scene. He's a relaxed character, right?
Got it.
And then soon after that, we see him interact with Arkham, and that chill, that kickback, relaxed state that he's in remains the same until Arkham flips the table and Dante reacts. He does a flip and he catches the gun. So from that point, we understand he's a show-off. He's showing off, right? Necessarily, he didn't need to do all that.
Come on!
And yet, he did. It really shows to his character. Next thing you know, he grabs a slice of pizza. Now it's just showing that he does not care that all that just happened. He goes back to like nothing happened. He's very chill, he's very relaxed. In a way, that's like him being cocky, right? And the next scene really proves that cockiness, right? Just before he's about to take a bite of that pizza, he gets stabbed in the chest. He acts like they got him. He acts. His confidence, right? He's cocky, he's confident. That's confidence right there, because the follower scene,
There is
he
much
attacks,
work.
right
But
after.
with your help, the screams of my betrayers will echo throughout this swamp.
His confidence, his cockiness, he uses the enemy's head as a ball. Spins the enemy's head on his finger. So from literally the opening scene, not even the scene didn't even finish, right?
Let's see what these things can do.
We already seen that Dante is cocky, confident, and a show off. Right? So the opening scene is very easy to break down. You know? So let's use another example. DMC Devil May Cry. Let's do the opening scene too. Let's see if I remember. The opening scene starts with Mundus. So we use Mundus, yeah, we'll use Mundus, even though we did use Dante, but the opening scene would be Mundus. So the Mundus, it opens up with Mundus on a call, talking with somebody, and it appears to be stocks or money, right? Something, right? He has open threats, right? He's not very
Gotta find more.
afraid of just threatening whoever he's calling, and then it turns out who he's threatening is the president himself, right? And then after that, he ends the call. So from that opening scene, we can gather that he's cocky, overly confident, and scummy. Kind of a dick, because he does threaten to kill the president.
Let's go!
No, not kind of a dick, a dick. Right? And then after that, he starts to talk about Dante, right? How Dante is still out there, right? The son of Sparta, the son of the traitor, right? And he says when he gets him, he's gonna rip his heart out and feast. And mind you, the opening scene,
Let's see what
there's
these
a
things
sound
can do.
of a heart beating, meaning he genuinely means it. So from that,
This
we
is
learn
becoming a
that
habit.
Mundus is cocky, overly confident, a dick, or an
When I
asshole.
arrived to hell,
Whether you
my
prefer to call him,
reputation
right?
preceded me, and
And also,
Satan was quick to
ruthless.
court my aid.
A
He
demon.
promised me a new body,
He is a demon.
fiefdom, and a castle in exchange for loyalty.
So I've analyzed Mundus as a
I
character. He's
trained his army,
ruthless,
maintained the
he's
peace,
a demon.
and ferreted out Satan's
also a
enemies.
manipulator.
But all of my loyalty meant nothing when I committed the unforgivable sin of failure.
And so, what else do we got? What else do we got? Yeah, that's the
How
opening
many of
scene.
these are there?
Then the scene quickly cuts to Dante in a strip club. And I don't want to talk about Dante in this video. We'll get to Dante's character in the next video. But yeah, you break down the character scene by scene. You take characteristics from that scene that you learn from that character. It's a very simple thing to do.
Let's
And
see
as
what
you
these
see,
things can do.
Mundus is very similar to
This is becoming a habit.
DMC3 Dante. The only difference is DMC Dante is not a dick. He's not an asshole. In the opening scene, that you could say. You can't say he's an asshole in the opening scene. Not enough information given to us in that opening scene, rather than he's just chill, cocky, relaxed, and very confident. While Mundus is technically chill, overly confident, cocky as hell, and emphasis on hell, right? And then he's ruthless,
This is
he's an
bad for my
asshole,
OCD.
a literal demon too.
Yeah!
It's crazy how similar you could analyze a character, and you just find how similar they are to each other, even though at first glance, or at a first read of the character, you'll realize
It's like standing on the
wow,
Leaning Tower of Pisa. Only it's a
characters are
building, not a
super
tower.
different, but then when
And
you
we're in a
analyze
slum
them-
in hell instead of Italy.
you analyze
But
this
otherwise,
shit,
it's pretty close.
you realize, oh wow, they're not that far apart.
If things go bad at the Ultor building, this is where I build my new sanctum.
But hey, I'm just some guy who really likes Devil May Cry, all forms of Devil May Cry, including the reboot. I like the reboot. I would say here's a little opinion before I stop this video, before it reaches over 30 minutes. Devil May Cry 3 is my favorite Devil May Cry after DMC Devil May Cry. Yes, the reboot is my #1 favorite Devil May Cry, but right after that is 3, and then after 3 is 5. But I like 5 for specific reasons, not because of its story. The story could have been told to us differently. The story is fine, actually. I just don't like how they put together the story. So, like, imagine if I put down a story, but I'm telling you things that happened at the end, and then right after that, I tell you things that happened in the beginning, and then right after that, I tell you things that happened just before the end. Yeah, the timeline is all fucked up in Devil May Cry 5. And then Devil May Cry 3 is I like it because it has the best written story. The best written story. And then I like DMC Devil May Cry because it's the best story in my opinion. It's the best. The reason why I say Devil May Cry 3 is the best written story, but I have it below DMC, is because Devil May Cry 3's blueprint is basically an anime. It follows the logic of an anime, chat. So of course I'm gonna like have it right there, but the reason why I have DMC Devil May Cry over it is because I personally like it.
Here.
Because though it follows like low key a blueprint of an anime, because it would be good. The reason why I like it is because it has so much potential to be a great story to be told. Devil May Cry as a series has never had a story-driven game in a long time. Devil May Cry 5 doesn't count, chat. It does not fucking count. Devil May Cry 5 is a fucking love letter. It's like it's for the fans, chat. Devil May Cry 5 is for the fans, and you could tell it is. You could tell, and I might be a fan, but I'm not a fan, bro. I'm not a fucking follower. No. Devil May Cry, like I said, Devil May Cry 5, there's nothing wrong with it. I just don't care for it. I don't care for it, bro.
Unless you are particularly enterprising or have powerful friends, you will ultimately find yourself in Shantytown.
If anything, it's nostalgia bait, but it's done right. If that makes sense, and I'm not. No. That's how they end up milking a series, chat. Resident Evil. Anyways, you guys have a good one. Fucking love you guys. Whoever watches this video, I fucking love you, man. But yeah. I'm not trying to say people are stupid, by the way. That's not the whole reason why I did this whole thing, so we can learn how to break down the character. It's more so we could judge things better. You know, I've been asking people so many questions about the reboot, and they give me silly answers that don't make no sense, chat. And I'm only doing this shit because I love the reboot, and I love Devil May Cry 3. And Devil May Cry 3 is the best game to compare to the reboot.
This is bad for my OCD.
So, you guys have a good one.